Hi everybody, this is Jen with Unchained Crochet. Welcome, welcome. I have been hard at work. Yesterday I spent about 12 hours with about 4 or 5 breaks for coffee and just to sit and kind of contemplate where I wanted to put all the yarn from the Hall of Halls. So the cabinets got put together. We moved the desk and the A-frame shelf I used to have in here into other rooms. The A-frame shelf is working great for all the stuff that we had on our island, things I need to grab real quickly before I leave the house. Even put my project bag that I carry to work with me on it, and some yarn to refill the yarn for the project that's in the project bag. So, and my backpack that I take to work. So that worked out awesome. Let's see. That is in the kitchen, so I can just grab and go. I really like that. And it just really fits that section of the kitchen very well. So after all of the work, I'm down to just doing sorting through the cakes. I tidied all my sugar wheels up today, and that just took a few minutes. That was after a quick Hobby Lobby trip with my daughter, Beth. We did not score any yarn. I grabbed 2 skeins off the clearance, little island of clearance at the Avon store, and got up to the register and realized those didn't have orange stickers. So they're not even on clearance. They were in the clearance section. So they had not replenished, I don't think, since Saturday, since I was in there Saturday. It didn't look like there was anything new out, and it was bare bones almost. So it's okay. I just could use, since I have about 50, I got an estimate on head count for my project at work, and it's quite daunting right now. But what's bothering me most right now is the yarns that I have gotten, mainly from the Hall of Halls, are mostly girly. So I'm either going to have to dig into some that are more adult-like, which I'm eyeballing some right now that I wasn't intending to be a baby blanket, but it could be. So we'll just see what I get out of what I've gotten so far. I'm kind of Hobby Lobbied out right now. This trip was going to be blamed on somebody. Her name's Jenny. She's great. She did a nice little Hobby Lobby haul, and I watched that one today. But before I sorted my yarns, I just wanted to add this. I looked at a few, maybe 4 or 5 videos of trips and tips to help you decide how to organize your yarn. But I kind of had an idea in my head about where I wanted to put the baby yarn, so then it kind of just flowed from there. And I was actually able to fit almost all, except the cakes, all my yarn in the organizers, almost all. So I would say probably 90% of my yarn is in the cabinets that I got from Amazon. Really happy with those. Had a weak spot on one where it kind of popped loose. I probably didn't get it snapped good enough. The front connectors are hard to do because you just don't have enough leverage to that area. So I quickly put it back in. Even though the cabinet's loaded with yarn, it still did not snap, but I took one of the white reinforcers that comes with it and was able to get that on there. So don't want the whole thing to fall apart, do we? That wouldn't be good. But I'll tell you what, they go together so fast. The last one I did just a complete box full of the way and did it the way that the main picture shows on Amazon, and it worked out very well. I have, oh, here it is. I'll be putting up a video of some, and it's a short video in little segments of my work and some tips of how to put that cabinet together. But then I don't know. Then I'll do a separate video of a new yarn room tour. This is now my yarn studio since the office is out of here. So, and I think having the yarn, the cabinet doors are like have a design on them, but they're kind of like vellum, so you can kind of see the colors that you have in there, so you can tell about some of the yarns. You can tell exactly where they're at, and I can tell you what it is right through the door. But it looks nice. It doesn't look cluttered. It's kind of just a ghosty film look and stuff, so it's great. And here I'm going to put a link to the cabinet in that video, and I may do an affiliate link eventually, if not soon. Depends on how long it takes to get it, but I highly recommend this cabinet. It is made in China, but they have an email. It's Kousi, Kousi, .after.sales@qq.com. So they have an email, so you can contact them if you need to. And they also have a YouTube channel. You can even scan the code. Everything's got stuff you can scan now, that QR code. I don't use those, but their URL for the website is, or for their YouTube channel is on there. So there's probably a video of somebody showing how to put it together or talking about it. Maybe has all their other projects. All their other products. I don't know. But I didn't need it. The directions are very simple. This is not like an IKEA, like my IKEA desk. That thing was the directions were non-existent almost. It showed scratchy looking pictures of people, you know, in one motion, showing, you know, in stills, and they were like drawings putting stuff together, and it's got all these different hinges and stuff, and I'm just like, this is a joke. The instructions were a joke. I don't even remember. I don't know if it told you the counts of how many of this and how many of that you're supposed to have, but I didn't hardly look at them. I looked at, you know, the hardware and everything, and ended up putting the drawer on, the base of the drawer on backwards, because my husband, he insisted, no, it goes this way. I'm like, what do you know about putting a desk together? But it got put together backwards on that drawer, and so the base of it kept sliding back and forth because it didn't fit into the slot, and I ended up using Gorilla Glue. Highly recommend Gorilla Glue. And if I have problems with this set coming loose, if one of them falls apart, which I don't think it will, because my daughter Beth has had one for about a year, and she has tons of yarn in hers. So, but if something comes apart and I will use that Gorilla Glue, because I used it on the desk drawer and it glued metal to wood, and it has worked awesome. So the directions for this are very easy, and it tells you how many pieces in a chart format of each thing you should have. So that was awesome. I really like those directions. It's not a book like what I got from IKEA full of, they look like a coloring book that a kid scratched out. Oh, it's terrible. So today, my main reason for this video, let's start with that, is to show you some whips that I found when I was going through my yarns. And that's why I like reorganizing the yarns, because it does make you focus more, which in turn will make you more productive. So it's all about the focus. If your intent to stitch is just for relaxation purposes, just for the process, then good for you. Me, I got a big thing on my plate. I got a lot of irons in the fire with my projects, but you know, I know what helps me to focus: doing gifts or donation, and having my stuff organized. So my big organization of getting all this together, I think it was January, February, that was a lot of work. This was even more, doing the Hall of Halls. And so I've had 5 Hobby Lobby clearance trips now. One of them was Lynette trying to Grammy crochet. That's her fault. I'm going to blame her for it because her video inspired me again. But not like I needed any more inspiration to go or any more motivation to go. Now's the time to strike with the Hobby Lobby sale. 75% off. You can't beat it. But today they didn't. I got nothing. Nothing today. No yarn. I walked out with a sleep patch. It's really cute. What do they call it? Eye cover? Sleep cover? Whatever. It says, wake me up when the yarn sale starts. Perfect. Perfect. And I needed one of those, so that was okay. I used my 40% off coupon because it was $10. I really probably need to look into getting one of those snore circles. They have those on Amazon. I've seen a video on that. And it's supposed to like do some kind of nanotech brain stuff to help you stop snoring. So I'm going to try that. I think it was $100-something. It'll be worth it. My husband does an impression of me snoring. I'll have to have him do it for you sometime. Because I didn't want to disturb you with his Nigerian accent. I didn't want to disturb you, so, you know, because you were, Then one of my friends, when we went to ladies retreat with my old church I used to go to, Gretchen said, well, there was like 4 of us in one, like a retreat, like outdoor retreat type lodge. That's what it was. It was a lodge. Gretchen had to get a cot, sleep on the cot, just so she wasn't right next to me in the bed. She said, Jenny, you snore like a hibernating bear. She goes, and then our pastor's wife, which totally was unexpected, she'll remain nameless in this video, just in case somebody tells her, hey, Jenny was talking about you, what you did at ladies retreat. She went to the door of the lodge room, and it was a solid wood, super heavy, the kind that will shut behind you by itself because of the weight of the door. Solid wood, like that thick, probably. She would have to backed her butt up to it and farted on it. It was so loud. Oh, good times. Okay, so reminiscing. Where does all the time go? Okay, so the purpose, back to the purpose. Focus, Jenny, focus. I went through the yarns and most of the whips. Didn't get nitty gritty, but I found a few things to frog, so I did that after I was done with my 12 hours I put in yesterday putting away the yarn. And then I sat and frogged a couple projects and watched some TV before I went to bed. So that was a good little thing to do. One way to know how, if you want to keep a whip or if you want to frog it, the first thing is, do you like the yarn? Is it worth frogging? If it is, next question is, for me anyway, is do I know what I was making? Because if you had a pattern and you no longer have that pattern or have it with the item, it may be a UFO and an unidentified freaking object that you don't know what it is. So those are good items to frog. I don't like frogging things that were made modularly, like if I had frogged these squares. Don't like frogging stuff like that. That's not worth all the work to me because then you have all the ends. But you can always use the magic, the magic knot doubled. This yarn, I don't know if that would work. So it depends on are you going to be satisfied with the frogged yarn? And if so, then it might be a good idea to go ahead and frog that item, but especially if you don't know what it is. I found one last night and I was like, either that or you're like, what was I thinking making this with that yarn? You know, that's a good item to frog if you like the yarn, but it's not the right project for it. Good item to frog. Okay, so we're going to move on to some of my whips that I found. I was so happy when I got this bag out. I have bags for my whips, and they're all just kind of shoved in by category, like a shawl, whip bag. A lot of my knit stuff is whips. I have 2 new knit shawls that I'm working on, and here I've been giving all my knit shawls away because I didn't wear them. And somehow I think I'm going to wear these. Probably not. And one of them is some expensive yarn off of webs, off yarn.com. But I love the yarn. So I do like wearing shawls as scarves. One thing that for me, being bigger around the shoulders, I traditionally don't wear a triangle shawl around my back and pull it shut, because I need something with ample coverage. If you are a bigger girl, you probably understand what I'm saying. So a lot of those get worn as scarves, you know, with the point here in front, and even take the ends and tie it in a little knot. Very, very cute. But since my knee's been messed up, a lot of times on bad knee days, I don't go out like I used to. My nanotech patch, the Kalo patch, is helping with that. So I've had better knee days than I've had in the past year or 2. So I will say that for that patch and getting out more. So that helps tremendously. So maybe I'll wear the shawls. Maybe not. If not, I'll probably give them to my daughter. So the whips that I found that I'm excited about, I found, I think, 4 pretty good starts on some baby blankets that I had just kind of lost interest in for one reason or another. Moved on to the next project. You know, with the monthly cycle, all us ladies know, monthly cycle, you kind of, I don't know if you all do it, but when that time's coming, I usually have about 5 days where I have a drive to start new projects. So I may start 5 new projects in a couple days, and then, you know, later on in the month, you know, kind of going back to my usual. So I've held on to these baby blankets, and we're going to go through those. And then I've also got this one. I'm probably saying too much TMI today, but that's okay. This one is the Spiked Granny Ripple. Who spiked my granny blanket? Granny Ripple. Who spiked my granny Ripple? Something like that. You can find it on Ravelry. I don't remember if it's free or if it's a paid pattern. But I think it was this time around making it, because I made this before and ended up giving it to a friend. This time around making it, I think I used, I'm trying to remember her name. She's got a video. She's friends with Krista from the Secret Yarnery. They do a lot of collaborating. It's not Charmed Grammy Crochet. It's something Grandma in it. Anyways, if you search, you can find it, a suitable video. But hers was rather quick, and I just needed a refresher. So this is it. And I just love this little blanket. It is doing the arm totally out, straight head to the nose. My mom always taught me that was about a yard. So it's about 4 foot wide, and I have about 14 inches of it done. So that's a good start, and I have all the yarn still. That project's in the project tote that I sewed. That's on another video. So that one I did not find. That one I had out in the bedroom. Once in a while I'll stitch a little bit before going to sleep. Imagine that. Once in a while I stitch a little bit before going to sleep. No, kidding. I mean, if you've seen how many whips and projects I've completed, you would think I stitch in my sleep. This one isn't super pretty, but it's just a shell stitch, solid shell stitch blanket. Plenty of free patterns for the solid shell off Pinterest. So I will not be doing a tutorial for this. I'm sure there's videos out there already that are better, if not easier to understand than all the detail I would go into, because you know me and my rambling. So that's just like a hot pink, turquoise, and it looks like a bright yellow green. It's more of a pea green. This one is almost done. I mean, I like to make them square, so I literally only have that much left to go. Folding it corner to corner. I did 3 rows of each color before switching out. I hate to bury the ends, but it'll have to be done. I've got 5 or 6 baby blankets that are completed now that I need to do the ends, and I'm just going to keep stacking and packing and then go at it for several days to get all the ends in. Should probably do them as I get them done, just to have it done, not have a stack of tails that need done in several days, but that's okay. I gotta do what I can while I have the time to stitch, and I'll deal with the ends later. Okay, here's a little mint green one. I think this is made with the Jamie Pound of Love or something like that. I've run out of this green. I don't have any more of it. It's such a pretty little green. It's very minty. And same thing, solid shell. This one looks a bit lacier because it's a sport weight or a DK weight. This one is about, I like to make them at least 36 inches. This one's 36 inches. So since I've run out of yarn, I could put a white section at the top, but that would look really make do. So what I'm probably going to do is leave it rectangular, let that be the middle, and go around and pick up around each side, and then it'll be rectangular. So that's a really good start, and it's so soft without being too heavy. A lot of babies that I've worked with tend to be hot babies, what we call them, and so the lighter weight blankets are can be better in some ways. Then there's some, you know, that I've worked with that could use like a weighted blanket. That would help a lot with things like neurological issues, you know, autism, things like that. Weighted blankets seem to help with. I think this one is the same kind of yarn. If I wanted to make do and have a similar yarn, I could take this apart, but I've already got more baby weight yarn for that green one. I'm not going to take all this undone. This is, it's a decent, it's okay on the size. It's not a square yet, not 36 inches, because I was planning on a border. I had a pattern for this, don't remember what it's called. I can undo a few of the stitches. It's the same stitch, it's just laid in like bricks. and it looks like the side saddle stitch, or it's like a sideways shell. Not quite. A single crochet, 2 double crochets into the same space. So I can just pick this up again. I've got this much yarn left of that yarn, and see how tall it gets, and then I'll just go around and add a border, probably just with another color, but maybe a solid color, and improvise the border. Maybe make a lacier border to it, since it will be pretty big. I'll probably steam block this one just to open it up a bit. It's very compact, but if I open it up a bit, it'll make it a little bit wider, and maybe I'll get closer to the width I want and not have to add as much border. So I'm making this video to show you these whips to motivate me and motivate you. Inspire and a little accountability for the work I've already done. Bailey's already found a spot to lay down on one of the blankets. It's a good thing I washed them before, and she just got a bath just a few minutes ago. Next up, oh good, I've got the ball band on this skein. I haven't touched this one yet. Baby Lulu. I haven't gotten any of this year, but I got this last year on the clearance sale. $1.49 down from $5.99. It looks more lilac in the camera. It's more of a lilac / lavender. It's not. There you go. A little more lavender than it is on the camera. And then I've also got a mint green strand I'm working with. So I've got them doubled. I'll have to see. I'm not sure what size hook I was using based on the weight. It's kind of nice. It's almost like a Karen latte cake, the way that the halo works up. But those are just held double. I think I was probably using an end hook based on how airy it is. So soft. And I do have more of this. Since I just reorganized the yarns, I have found those. And found the blanket. So I will be putting those in here. We're getting them out as I need them. That one's a pretty good start. It's probably halfway done. So these are going to be some quicker finishing up. And you know, that's why I don't worry about whips so much. How many whips I have, how many whips, and let them haunt me or mock me. You can put them away in one of those cube bins and tuck it away somewhere in a shelf, or put a pillow over it and put your feet up on it. Just tuck it away somewhere in an ottoman, a footstool, whatever. If you're not in the mood to work on it, or it's the wrong season, so you didn't get it done for last fall, so you know you could have a special place for projects and put them in by seasons. That way you know, hey, I've got this started, and I started it last year for fall, but I didn't get it done, so I'll go ahead and pick it up now in August and finish this up. So that's a good way to organize your whips. What was I going to tell you? Sorry. Brain fart. I need more coffee. But that really helps me to stay focused, is to have a system. And we all deter from our normal routine daily. Some people that really disturbs them. But seasonally, I think for me, the reorganizing the stash, I think I need, whether I get a new haul or not, I still need to do that probably twice a year. Just because it inspires you. And you find things you didn't know you had. Find things that were lost that you might have been looking for. Think, oh, I thought I ran out of that yarn. But, oh, nope, there it is, tucked in the corner. I try very hard to put things back where I had them if I decide not to use it. So that's my goal with this big organization that I did yesterday, is to just keep putting things back if I decide not to use it. Okay, I don't know if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in this one bag, I have 5 baby blankets started. I think I just gave Beth one of the yarns I was using for this today, but that's okay. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. This is just a granny square. Starts with a plain granny square in the middle. And I just change the yarns every two rounds. So it kind of, from a distance, gives a zigzag choppy effect. I like that. That was going to be for a baby boy. Our leasing office manager's baby, but I ended up doing her 2 other ones. I just lost my gusto on this one. So if I don't find the exact yarns, it's okay. It'll be more scrappy. But I'm pretty sure I still have the red and the yellow or a similar one. And maybe still have that mint green. If I do, it's in my bin of worsted weights that haven't gotten put into the new cabinets yet. But it's a good idea with your whips, whether you think you'll ever finish it or not, to keep your yarns with it. If you're anal or you really have no clue, like you can't pick this up and say, oh, I can tell it's pretty stretchy, it's got this much space in it, I can tell I was using X needle or hook. I can tell I was using this hook. You know, keep your yarn together, your needle together, and keep a pattern in the bag if you're using a pattern. Let's see. I'm going to pause this because I just finished, last night I just finished stitching up my little Chevy blanket, is what I'm calling it, because it's not quite a chevron. I made it with 2 sugar wheels from Hobby Lobby, and ran out at the end because I was just estimating. I didn't use pattern. And I want to talk about that one and show you that. And I don't know if there's another one. So this will be my first video of the day, and then I've got 1 or 2 more that I want to make. So hang on, and I'll be right back. Okay, this one, the My Little Chevy, I did a little video when I was close to halfway done with it the other day. It's a corner to corner, and it's done in strips and joined as you go. I was going to do a tutorial on it, but I may just go ahead and just link it, a pattern for how to do the join as you go corner to corner. Because you can, if you've done the corner to corner, you can do a strip by yourself. Just pick up a cake yarn or 2 or 3 and figure out how many strips you want. Grow it till you get the width of a strip that you want of all your stripes, and then you're going to keep growing on one edge, and you're going to decrease on the other edge to make it do that. And then you're going to start, if you know how to do corner to corner, then you would start decreasing on both sides. So the join as you go method that I'm using is very, very almost exactly like Fiber Spider's gingham blanket that he has a video on. Highly recommend Fiber Spider. So I'm really not going to reinvent the wheel there. I will try to remember to link it in the description of this video if you want to do something similar to this, or you want to try his pattern. His is gingham, it's squares of corner to corner, so there's a lot more joining and a lot more tails, I would imagine. But let me get back a little bit so you can see this. I didn't worry about color control so much. These are all colors that were in one colorway of the sugar wheel. and it was late last night, and when I was running out of the yarn, I didn't care. Right here, this was my last corner I did, and right here is where I ran out of yarn. So I went to my yarn cabinet, my great new yarn cabinet, and found an aqua that is almost exactly the same as what was in, this is I Love This yarn, turquoise I think, and this is the one that was in the ball already. So pretty good stinking close, pretty good stinking match there. So I just decided I wasn't going to worry if I ran out of that particular yarn. Even slapping some ivory in or something would have been fine. So this is my little Chevy. You can see those two greens lined up on those two strips. And they're all just offset a bit. Sometimes you got a smaller triangle. Sometimes you got a bigger triangle. Sometimes you have two parallelograms that aren't quite the same size. And I've got more pink and purple over here than I do this side. This side's mostly ivory and green and turquoise. There's some turquoise though, and there's some turquoise there. So they did intermingle just a bit. I don't care. I didn't do a lot of color control. I hate weaving in extra ends, so I wasn't concerned too much about that. So I think you all can figure it out if you've done corner to corner. If there's a high interest on a tutorial on this specific blanket, then, and I do mean a high interest, I will do a video on how to do that. I am planning on using some more sugar wheels that I already have from Hobby Lobby. I've got a couple singles, one or two singles I think, that might work well together, maybe. So those were, the sugar wheels are just great to work with. I love working with sugar wheels. They work up so soft and squidgy, and without being too heavy or too thin. They're cushier in the corner to corner than a regular worsted weight. To me they are. And I usually just wash those. I don't steam block most of my blankets. Very rarely will I steam block with my iron a blanket, because it's going to get washed so much anyways and worn and tugged on. I'm not too worried about it. And most of them you don't want to be lacy or drapey, too drapey, so no need to steam block. Garments, I typically will steam block a garment just to open up the design, maybe sometimes make it bigger, longer, whatever you need to do with it. I'll usually do that to garments. And it's really great on triangular shawls. You can grow that shawl lickety-split with a little steam pressing. I have got a lot of goodies that I want to give away, so I'm going to be working toward getting some goodies put together, and then maybe doing a goodie giveaway about once or twice a month, mainly because I don't like going to the post office. Who likes going to the post office? I mean, really, come on. It's not my favorite thing to do. So stay tuned for those. I think it said the file is getting too large. Alright, so I'm gonna stop here and go on to the next video. Okay, so hopefully this is somewhat seamless. I got a message on the phone saying the file was too large. If not, bear with me if there's any overlap. I'm gonna have some goodie giveaways once or twice a month. I even found a garment steamer. I've not really used that like I thought I was going to. I thought I could use it for shawls and things like that. If you have this stuff pinned out, a garment steamer would work great, but come on, I don't like pinning stuff. I use my ironing board and just let it drape over the edge, and I pull it and readjust and steam some more with my iron. So the garment steamer will probably go in a giveaway. Let's see, there's some yarn lots I have. Yarns that I either decided I don't like as much as I thought I did. So they're not really used. They might have started to be something, and then I, for some reason or another, decided not to do it, or I fell out of love with the yarn. I think that's it. I'm still tired from yesterday. That was so much work. I was up and down off the floor so much. It reminded me of when I was at the Hobby Lobby in Kokomo getting the Haul of Hauls. The Haul of Hauls was quite the trip, and the yarn on the bottom shelf, I had my arms full of Chloe from Hobby Lobby. And I'm like this, couldn't get up off the floor because of my bad knee, and I was sitting on my butt getting all this yarn off the bottom shelf, make sure I got all the ones with the stickers, which was everything in that bin. So I've got 2 armfuls of yarn and trying to get up off the floor. My cart is maybe 3 or 4 feet from me. So what I did was I got on my good knee and then I pulled with my bad leg to reach the cart, pull the cart near me, about 6 or 7 inches at least, and take the yarn and toss it up onto the cart. And then I got up off the floor like a toddler, like I always do. I spend a lot of time on the floor at work, and I will get up on my good knee and keep my left leg more straight and kind of toddle up like a little toddler. I would say it's cute, but it's really not. It would be cute if I was 2 or 3. That's not cute. That's old and decrepit. So, and out of shape. So I really should get back on the Total Gym. My husband's been using it, so I wanted to give it away or sell it to my son-in-law or something. He was wanting some kind of gym, I think, but my husband's been using it, I found out, so it'll stay. It's in the guest bedroom still. I just don't like exercising indoors. When I exercised and lost 90 pounds, I walked and rode my bike all the time, and I really miss that. I miss walking the most. Can't walk like I used to, but I try. And yesterday, that 12 hours of working on the craft room, on the yarn room, was workout. So it was some good exercise for me, mentally and physically. So all I have left, really, other than tidying up some of the whips that are laying around, finding new homes for those, I have the cakes left to hang up. They're going up on the yarn wall. And after that, I'm going to try to give maybe a 20-minute video of the yarns in place. I'll just open up all the doors at once and kind of go down the line and show you how I organized it. And you can see some of the yumminess that didn't get shown in the Haul of Hauls video. So, that's it for today. Next to me here, where I took the A-frame out, the A-frame shelf left, and I put a partial cabinet that I got from Amazon. It's got 6 compartments to it, and I've got yarns in here that are a little selfish stuff for me that I had previously wanted to make something for me with. And then I've got some yarns that are more garment type. So maybe have a lot of drape or are finer, more wearable. I'll show you some yarn candy here. Eye candy. I got some Romantique in there that came from the Haul of Hauls. Alpaca Twist, there's one of those. But those are more garment type yarns, and they're all girly, so that is my girly garment cabinet. And I have on the top, I'll show this later, I don't know what I'm talking about now, but on the top I put more fall and winter type garment yarn, and then toward the bottom I put spring and summerish type yarns. Just because fall cometh, and I can't wait for fall. That's my favorite season. I don't know how anybody ever says that another season is their favorite season. Fall is the best. I mean, if you've never lived in the Midwest in the fall, I really want to visit New England states like Maine and stuff. Maybe go to like a clam dig, go do stuff outside a lot there, and see all the old buildings. You know, maybe go to Boston, see all the old buildings. I think that would be really cool, and go in the fall. So I may just do that this year. I think it would be a nice little retreat for me. I need it. Need a little getaway. And I might just use some Airbnb. I think that's what my daughter and her husband used for one of their little trips they did. So that's all for today, for now, for this video. And I'm going to try to sit down and relax and do some editing of the video I made yesterday, video chunks of the cabinets. And then tomorrow, hopefully, all the yarn will be put up, get up off the floor at least. And we'll take a tour of the yarn room. Talk to you guys later. Mwah.